Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the SWUS College Football. We're officially into week 11, and we've got MACtion. For those of you that are new to college football, midweek MAC games, referred to as MACtion, they can get pretty crazy, usually a lot of fun. So, yeah, we're officially into MACtion season. Got 2 games on Tuesday night, and I actually bet both of them. What could possibly go wrong? Betting both MACtion games on a Tuesday night. That's just reckless behavior, but I did bet both of them. Let's talk about it. I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce. Miami of Ohio Redhawks against the Ohio Bobcats in what is probably the MAC game of the year. I mean, for those of you that didn't follow MAC football last year, so these two teams played in the MAC championship game. Obviously, Ohio beat them up good, and this is somebody who had Miami of Ohio in that game. I did have the Redhawks, obviously fell a few points short. It was an absolute beatdown. Miami of Ohio had actually beaten Ohio 30-20 earlier in the season. So Miami of Ohio got them first, and then Ohio got their revenge in a major way when it counted in the conference championship game. Miami of Ohio has currently won 11 consecutive MAC regular season games. That streak's still rolling. 11 consecutive conference wins in the regular season. Obviously, the conference championship, not a regular season game. And you'd have to think if Ohio wins this game, which they're favored to do, that things could be shaping up where we might see another rematch, and these two teams may play each other 4 times in a 2-year span. Miami of Ohio sitting at 4-0 in conference, Ohio at 3-1. If Ohio wins this game, obviously they'll be in a tie with the tiebreaker over Miami of Ohio. So, I mean, if Ohio gets them here, we might see the same MAC championship again. And going on the road to Athens to play this Ohio Bobcats team, it's tough. This is a team that defends their home field extremely well. In fact, since 2022, so we're talking about the last 4 seasons with this year included, they're 21-1. They are 21-1 in their last 22 home games, 16-6 against the spread. This is a team that handles their business at home. Now, who was the only loss to? 2023. To Miami of Ohio. So this is a great rivalry here. Ohio head coach Brian Smith made sure to remind his team that this is the only team to beat him at home. In the last 4 seasons, the only home loss on our record is that school out west, obviously referring to the Redhawks. So we've got quite the battle here. Now, the marquee matchup in this one is the Ohio Bobcats offense against the Miami of Ohio defense. The Redhawks defense kind of follows the same pattern every year, or at least the last few years. They open up the season with a really tough non-con. They play some Power 4 programs, and the defensive numbers don't look all that great. But then once we get into MAC play, they really shape up and pretty much always look like the best defense in the conference. This year seems to be no different. They've played 4 MAC games so far. They're allowing just 17 points per game, 36.4% success rate, 4.9 yards per play. They've been elite on the defensive side of the ball, which is what we've come to know from this team over the last few years. This will be the toughest test, though, because Ohio probably has the best, not even probably, they're the reigning champions. You got to say they have the best offense in the conference, and they've been showing it. So far in their MAC games, they're averaging over 31 points per game, 47.5% success rate, over 6.6 yards per play, and look specifically at home. Remember, we were talking about how Ohio's 21-1 in their last 22 home games. Well, look at their offensive numbers in their home conference games this year, averaging 41.5 points per game, 51.9% success rate, over 7.2 yards per play. And Northern Illinois is a respectable defense, not nearly as good as Miami of Ohio, but Bowling Green's definitely a down year defensively. Northern Illinois is a respectable MAC defense, though. So, yeah, this Ohio offense, an absolute powerhouse at home. Now, one thing that may give Ohio problems in this game is this Miami of Ohio defense is capable of generating consistent pressure without sending extra rushers. And for Parker Navarro, he's a guy that's got great numbers against the blitz. You send a blitz at this guy and miss and don't get home, he's going to pick you apart. But he does have a tendency to hold on to the football. So Miami of Ohio pass rush that's capable of generating pressure without sending the blitz could possibly give Parker Navarro some problems. And this is an Ohio offense that's played a lot of bad defenses this year. I mean, even their Power 4 games were against Rutgers, who that defense is terrible. And then West Virginia, that defense has been bad on the road all year. You'd have to say this Miami of Ohio defense is their second toughest test of the year behind Ohio State. Miami of Ohio might be able to limit some of those explosive plays and cause problems in the backfield. Now, I'm not suggesting that Ohio's offense is going to get stifled at home. I mean, this offense is very good. Like I said, it's probably the best offense in the conference. But this is a tough test, and I think this Miami of Ohio defense is very good. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to generate some stops in this one. Now, on the other side of the ball, in my opinion, Miami of Ohio has the slight edge here. Now, the Red Hawks offense isn't very good, but Ohio's defense is just a shell of what it was last year. They lost most of their starters from that conference champion defense. They brought most of their offense back, but they lost most of the defense. Now, they are playing pretty well. I don't want to take credit away from them. I mean, in their MAC game so far, they're allowing 20.5 points per game, 5.53 yards per play, 40.8% success rate. So it's not that they're playing poorly defensively, but the strength of this team is definitely the offense. And we've also got serious injury concerns on this side of the ball for Ohio. Safety Adonis Williams Jr. and linebacker Michael Molnar. Those are the team's two leading tacklers. So the team's two leading tacklers both left the Eastern Michigan game injured. Both are listed as questionable. And I'm pretty sure the linebacker, I think I read that his status is in doubt, whatever that means. I read something that made me believe he wasn't going to play. Those are their two leading tacklers. And remember, this is a defense that just lost another linebacker 2 weeks ago. Cameron Hollaball, he's fifth on the team in tackles. He missed the Eastern Michigan game. He's listed as questionable. So serious injury concerns for this Ohio defense. And I know Miami of Ohio's offense hasn't been anything special so far this year, but they've got one of the best quarterbacks in the conference in DeQuan Finn, and he seems to be getting pretty comfortable. He's coming off his best 2 games of the season, which is huge. Because remember, Miami of Ohio lost their star running back a few weeks ago, Kenny Tracy. Now, they've got a couple backs that have stepped up. They've actually played all right. But it's huge for them to get their star quarterback going. In his last 2 games against Eastern Michigan and Western Michigan, these numbers look pretty efficient. He's handling pressure well. And if you're thinking, well, Eastern Michigan and Western Michigan, they don't have very good defenses. Well, Ohio's defense isn't very good either. I really don't think this game should be above a field goal. I think Miami of Ohio is the play at plus 3.5. I don't hate an under. You can get a 50.5 right now, but taking an under in an Ohio game is, I mean, they don't play the best defense, and they score a lot of points, a lot of explosive plays. But I personally, like I said before, I think Miami of Ohio can limit those explosive plays. Both these teams run the football a lot and both run slow paces. So I personally think it stays under 50.5. But in terms of what I'm actually betting, I mean, I'm not stepping in front of this. Miami of Ohio, after starting the season 0-3, they are a freight train right now. 5-0 straight up, 5-0 against the spread. The revenge angle from the team that blew them out, embarrassed them in the conference championship game. Yeah, give me the Red Hawks. I did bet this. Miami of Ohio plus 3.5.
Update. So obviously I recorded and bet this last night. It's now at 2.5. It looks like you can still get a 3. If you can get a flat 3, I think it's still playable. I personally think the number should be 2.5. So don't bet it at 2.5. I'm in on Miami of Ohio at 3.5.
UMass Akron, I bet this game as well. This was a pretty simple decision for me. We should see 1 billion possessions in this game. Both these teams run a very fast pace, both throw the ball a lot. UMass, 10th in pace, 13th in pass frequency. Akron, 37th and 42nd. We should see 1 million possessions in this game. Now, I know UMass has played in some low-scoring games recently, but look at the opponents. Central Michigan, slow as hell, run-first offense. Buffalo, run-first offense. Kent State, slow as hell, run-first offense. Western Michigan, slow as hell, run-first offense. And there were still 51 points in the Central Michigan game. So UMass has been playing all these games against run-first offenses. We're finally going to see them against a passing offense, especially a passing offense that also runs a fast pace. Now, I know the UMass offense has looked terrible. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that they're good. I mean, in their last 2 games, they're averaging 17 points per game. 4.43 yards per play is terrible, under 28% success rate. And I know if you look at the recent game logs for Akron's defense, they actually have solid numbers against the pass. So you might think, how could UMass possibly move the ball on this Akron defense? In Akron's last 4 games, they're allowing less than 191 passing yards per game, 31.1% success rate. These numbers look pretty good for Akron's defense against the pass. Here's the thing. All 4 of the teams in this graphic are run-first offenses, many of them slow pace. Buffalo runs a fast pace, but they're most definitely a run-first offense. Look what happened to this Akron defense last time they saw an offense that throws the ball. Week 3, they went on the road to UAB. Not exactly a powerhouse, but it's a passing offense. They put up 31 points on Akron, 341 yards through the air. So the last time they actually saw a team that throws the ball, they were able to throw the ball on Akron. Akron lost that game outright. Like, look, I want to be clear. I'm not suggesting UMass is going to go nuts offensively. Their offense is bad. They're one of the worst teams in the country. But I do think Akron's defense is vulnerable to the pass. And based on the sheer number of possessions, I think UMass is going to get the ball in the end zone a couple times in this game. And that might be all we need to get up and over the total in this one, because when we flip it over to the other side of the ball, I mean, Akron should have no problems completing passes in this one. I know the Akron offensive numbers on the full season don't look all that great, but Ben Finley seems to be getting comfortable. Remember, he's a returning starting quarterback from last year. If you look at his numbers from the last 4 games, I know these aren't exactly electric passing stats, but all 4 of these defenses are considerably better than UMass defense, and 3 of the 4 teams here run very slow paces. So he's averaging 246 passing yards per game with limited possessions in most of these games. Look at the UMass defensive numbers against the pass in their last 3 games. They're allowing over 268 passing yards per game, 57.6% success rate per dropback, over 11.1 yards per pass attempt. Look at the teams. Kent State, Buffalo, Central Michigan. They're getting cooked through the air by run-first offenses. Now they're going to go on the road and see an offense that actually throws the ball. Ben Finley seems to be playing his best football right now. Yeah, I think they're going to get cooked through the air in this one. And on top of that, Akron may finally be getting their star wide receiver back, Alex Adams. This isn't confirmed. He's listed as questionable. This guy transferred in from LSU in 2022. He led the team in receiving, had 63 catches, 885 yards, 9 touchdowns in 2022. He got injured in 2023 and hasn't played since. He might finally be coming back. He was listed as questionable. He hasn't played all year. He was listed as questionable finally last week. He's listed as questionable again. Now, he hasn't played in almost 2 years. I'm not sure how much of a factor he is. It's more just interesting. Yeah, I think Akron can throw the ball on UMass, and just by the sheer number of possessions here, we should get up and over the total. I did bet this one. I'm on over 48.5, and you could still get that. Over 48.5.
Another update. So I said you can still get that because at the time of recording, you could still get it, but it is at 49.5 now. But I would make this total 52.5. So yeah, I would still play it at 49.5.
Thanks for watching. Live shows at midnight Eastern time. As always, we're talking college basketball. So if you're able to make it, we'd love to see you in the comments. Let's have ourselves a good one. Remember to bet responsibly. Talk to you tomorrow.